If you're looking at real estate anywhere in the greater Park City area, you've probably realized something. Park City proper is expensive, like really expensive. The median single family home is north of $3.5 million. But just 15 to 20 minutes down the road, you have Heber City, Midway, and the whole Heber Valley, where you can buy a beautiful single family home for $1 million or less. So the question every buyer ends up asking is, should I stretch for Park City or should I take the value play in Heber Valley? Today we're going to compare them, honestly, and help you figure out which one actually fits your lifestyle. Quick geography lesson before we start. Park City sits in Summit County. The Heber Valley, which includes Heber City, Midway, and surrounding communities, sits in Wasatch County, about 15 miles south of Park City on US 40. From Central Park City to Central Heber is about 20-minute drive in normal conditions. Sometimes it could be a little longer in certain times of the day or if a big blizzard is coming or something. Both areas show the same general weather, the same world-class outdoor recreation, and as far as getting to Salt Lake International Airport, you're going to be a little bit further from Heber and Midway, depending what part of the valley you're coming from. But they're meaningfully different in price, character, and lifestyle. So let's break that down. Let's start with the numbers, because this is where everything else flows from. Park City and Snyderville Basin in Q1 of this year, median single-family home price about $3.52 million across 106 closings. Median price per square foot is right around $775. And in Heber, Q1 of 26, the median single-family home price is about $1.29 million across 59 closings, up 21% year over year. It's kind of crazy, but that shows you what's happening out in Heber. They're still appreciating fast, but the entry point is roughly a third of Park City pricing. Midway specifically, median home price around $1.2 million with strong sales volume. Midway has consistently been one of the hottest real estate markets in the entire Wasatch back over the last 2 years. Heber City proper, meaning the town itself, not the luxury resort communities around Heber, has a median home price significantly lower. Heber North has been transacting around $540,000 range. Central Heber proper is around $480,000. Red Ledges, a luxury private community in Heber, is a different story. Q1 26 average sales price there was about $4.3 million. So when we're talking about, Heber, really you're talking about a wide range of price points and product types. Here's what the money actually buys. In Park City for $1.5 million, you're looking at a smaller, older single family home in areas like Summit Park or maybe Pinebrook or Jeremy, maybe Trailside. You might be looking at a 2-bedroom condo, maybe in Old Town, Canyons Village, maybe around Prospector, or sometimes you'll be able to get, a decent townhome. The land is typically small. The houses are typically older. Townhomes and condos is where this, money gets you the best product type. In Midway for $1.5 million, you're looking at a beautiful, newer constructed single family, 3 or 4 bedrooms on a larger lot. Modern finishes, mountain views, surrounded by farms and open space. The same money buys roughly twice the house as it did in Park City. In Heber, for $1.5 million, you're looking at an upscale property in one of the newer subdivisions, or a substantially older home with a larger lot. Or in Red Ledges, you could potentially get into a smaller resale or a lot for future construction. The pattern, same money, much more house in the Heber Valley, same lifestyle, very different price tag. Now beyond the math. What's life actually like on each side? Park City lifestyle. So if we're talking about how you actually live in Park City, a little more walkability to the amenities like Main Street. You got world-class dining, the ski resorts at your back door, a year-round cultural calendar including different events, concerts, a community heavily oriented around skiing, mountain biking, and active outdoor lifestyle. Park City feels like a small mountain town that punches above its weight in sophistication. Now, Heber Valley lifestyle is more agricultural routes that are still visible, more open space, longer driving distance within the valley, and it's kind of a slower pace than Park City, less of a tourism feel. Midway has a Swiss-themed historical core. Heber is a more traditional rural Utah town that's growing fast but hasn't lost its identity yet. There's a hot springs resort, a state park at Wasatch Mountain. There's, shoot, how many golf courses? Like 5 golf courses in Heber Valley? We got 2 at Soldier Hollow, 2 at Wasatch State Park. There's good public golf course there. And then obviously you have Red Ledges. So if you wanted the private golf experience, you can go there. And the Heber Valley Railroad, which is cute. I've never been on it, which is kind of bumpy to me, but a lot of people like it, especially tourists and little kids. It's not a tourist destination the way Park City is, but it offers extraordinary access to outdoor recreation. A Park City buyer is often someone who wants to be at the center of the action, whereas a Heber buyer is often someone who wants to be 20 minutes from the action with more space, more privacy, and get more value for the money. Park City School District is ranked number 4 in the state of Utah as a national caliber district. Park City High School is in the top 5% of U.S. high schools. Wasatch County School District, which serves Heber and Midway, is also a strong district. It's ranked in the top quartile of Utah school, ranked in the top Utah districts, but it doesn't carry quite the same national reputation as Park City's. If schools are the deciding factor for your family, Park City has a slight edge. That said, Wasatch County schools are improving rapidly, and the district has invested heavily in new facilities. For most families, both districts are excellent options. The decision shouldn't be Park City schools or nothing. That's an oversimplification. If you're working remotely or part-time in Salt Lake, this matters. From Park City to Salt Lake International Airport, you're about 35 minutes in normal conditions, which obviously can increase if the conditions are less than perfect. From Heber Valley, you're closer to 50 minutes to an hour. That adds a little bit of time, coming through the canyon. You could also go through Provo Canyon Way, which is going to be about an hour to get to Salt Lake International Airport, depending where you're at in the Heber Valley. From Park City to the closest ski lifts, it could be 0 to 15 minutes, depending on what neighborhood you're coming from and where you're skiing, whether you're skiing out of Canyons, Park City Main Base, or Deer Valley. From Heber, or the Heber Valley, to the same ski lifts, you're about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on your specific location. Now, obviously, with the development of Deer Valley's new East Village, you're a lot closer to that. And you could be very close, 5 minutes, depending if you're in the right spot or depending on your proximity in Heber Valley or Midway. Many Heber Valley residents also choose to ski Sundance. There's a lot of development going on there. It's a smaller mountain with less crowds that doesn't get as much action. And I have friends who love Sundance, especially on powder day, because it's just a lot less people that are hitting the trees and getting that powder. Sundance is something to consider if you're thinking of buying in the Heber Valley area. So if you're skiing a lot, if you're skiing 80 days a year, those minutes add up. And Park City makes a strong case. If you're skiing 20 days a year or so, the extra 15 minutes is a small price for saving the money and getting more for your money in the Heber Valley area. So it just kind of depends, again, on lifestyle and how you want to live. Both markets are appreciating. Park City has the more established luxury market and has historically shown lower volatility because of the cash-heavy buyer pool. Heber Valley is in a higher growth phase right now. So Midway prices were up 6% in one recent year, 21% jump in the Heber Valley median. The growth in Heber Valley is being driven by exactly the buyers we've been talking about. Families who price out of Park City but want the same lifestyle, plus retirees, and an influx of remote workers who want mountain access at a more reasonable price. Another thing that I've seen over the last few years, a lot of long-term Park City homeowners or residents have just kind of felt like Park City is developing too much and has changed so much that they're looking to move out of Park City, out to either Jordanelle or the Heber Valley. For investment potential, Park City has a more mature short-term rental infrastructure and stronger nightly rental rates. Heber Valley short-term rental rules are slightly more accommodating in some jurisdictions, but the nightly rates are lower. Both have appreciation potential, but Heber Valley likely has more room to run on Both have a high appreciation potential, but Heber Valley likely has more room to run on a percentage growth from current levels. So here's how I help clients think about this choice. Choose Park City if you're skiing 50 plus days per year. You want to walk to dinner. You have a school-age kids and the Park City School District is your priority. You value being at the center of the resort lifestyle, and your budget can handle $2.5 million plus on a single family home. Choose Heber Valley if you want a more house and land for the money. You're okay with a 20-minute drive to the lifts. You value privacy and open space over walkability. You're skiing, less than you would if you were living close to Park City. or your budget tops out around $1.5 million for a single family home. And honestly, a lot of clients just end up considering Hideout or Jordanelle area as a middle ground, geographically between Park City and Heber, with lake views, often more affordable at Park City with a reasonable ski commute. That's worth a separate video in and of itself. And remember, it goes without saying that, Deer Valley's East Village changes all of this because it's kind of right in the middle of Old Town Park City. Heber Valley is right next to Jordanelle, which just on the other side of Hideout. And once it's fully built out, you're going to have a lot more restaurants and shops that are going to be a whole lot closer than going into town in Park City. So, Park City versus Heber versus Midway, there's no universal right answer. There's the answer that fits your life, your budget, and your priorities. If you want help walking through both areas in person, same trip, both sides, book a call through the link in the description, and I'll set up a relocation tour that shows you what your money actually buys in each market. Subscribe for more comparison videos, and I'll see you next time.